Good morning to all. Some of the students have posted me that they want to know the reference of different loads and their combinations that we are using in our design. That means they want to know about the different clauses, the different source codes that we are using for our loads in the calculation of either static or dynamic analysis or calculation of the loads for a building or a structure. In this video, we will discuss about the same. When I'm talking about different Indian standard codes that we are using in our calculations, the following codes we generally use: IS 875 Part 1 for dead loads, Part 2 for imposed loads, Part 3 for wind loads, Part 4 for snow loads, similarly Part 5 for special loads and their load combinations. Other than these are 1893 2016 also contain the different load combinations that we are using. To start with the IS 875 Part 1 that we are using for the calculation of dead loads. Different unit weight of materials that is given in the code, like for masonry brickwork, common burnt clay brick, we take 18.5 in kilonewton or 1920 in kg. Similarly, cement mortar, cement plaster, all these unit weight that we are taking is from the reference of 875 part 1. Now, for different materials that we are using, plaster, cement, lime, all these things, the weight or mass is giving in the R875. Similarly, if we go for the unit weight of concrete, for different percentage of steel, with 1% steel, 2%, 5%, or the weight are and the mass is given in these tables. I suggest you just go for these tables. It will give you a clear picture when you are solving those numericals or doing some calculations for your numericals. Now, this is about the 875 part 1. Now we'll move to part 2. It tell about the imposed loads. The imposed loads on the structure. Now the use of term live load has been modified to imposed load to cover not only the physical contribution due to person but also due to the nature of occupancy, the furniture and other equipments which are part of the character of the occupancy. Now, the reduction of imposed load for design vertical supporting member in multi-story buildings has been further increased from 40 to 50%. The load assumed to be produced by the intended use or occupancy of a building, it including the weight of movable partitions, distributed concentrated loads, load due to impact and vibration, dust load, but it excludes wind, seismic, snow loads, temperature changes, creep, shrinkage, differential, settlement, etc. The wind loads, seismic load, snow load, we have different code for these. We are not including all these load in our imposed load. We will generally calculate wind, seismic, all these load in the separate way. When we are talking about occupancy of the building, the load assumed to be produced by the intended use or occupancy of the building. Now this code give the different classification of the loads according to the occupancy. Here, classification of building, assembly building. If it is a assembly building, Then the type of structure is theater, restaurant, auditorium, marriage, and town hall. And that means the buildings are classified depending upon the type of structure, or for which thing, for which purpose it is used. Now if I tell you the different loads that we add to as imposed load in our total weight, is like all the rooms and kitchen is generally 2 kilonewton per meter square UDL, and if they are balconies and corridors or toilet bathrooms, they have different loads that we add as the imposed load. Now reduction in imposed load on floor. Now as our number of floors are increasing, there is a reduction in the total load as well. See, number of floors including the roof to be carried by members under consideration. Like if it is 1, there is no reduction of load. If it is 2, then there is a 10% reduction. If there is 3, then 20. As it is up to 5 to 10, there 40% reduction. Over 10, there is a 50% reduction. One thing is there, no reduction will take place if load is more than 5 kilonewton per meter square and for storage buildings. Moving to our next part, that is part 3, that comprises of the wind loads. Now parameters for wind analysis. These are following 5 parameters that affect the analysis. First is basic wind speed, second is design wind speed, third is the probability factor, fourth is the terrain height and structure factor, fifth is the topography factor. Now basic wind speed, we generally denote basic wind speed by VB. Basic wind speed is calculated 10 meter above ground level, is based on peak gust velocity average over a short time interval of about 3 seconds and correspond to mean height above ground level in an open terrain. Basic wind speed presented in code have been worked out for a 50-year return period. That means the code contains the wind speed is generally worked out for the 50-year return period. Now it is generally classified as 39 meter per second, 47 meter per second, depending upon the city it changes. Now moving to the design wind speed. Now we will use the basic wind speeds and different factor K1, K2, K3 to get the value of design wind speed. Our design wind speed is the multiplication of, first is the VB, that is our basic wind speed, then K1 probability factor, K2 terrain, K3 topography factor. The value of K1, K2, K3 will depend upon the different factors like where the building is located, what is the height of the building. Our code 875 part 3 contains all these factors, and the different factors K1, K2, K3 are tabulated in this code only. Now if I talk about the probability factor K1 factor for basic wind speed is like 1, 0.82, 0.94, 1.05. These are all K1 that depend upon the mean probable design life of the structure, whether it is 5, 2500 or 50, and class of structure. For example, if I take a general building, all general building and structure, if the mean probable design life is 50 years and the value is 1 for the different wind speeds, and similarly for temporary shed for the building and structure presenting a low degree of hazard to life having different 25 years of design life, the values are like that. For important buildings, we generally take the design life 100 years, then the value of K1 is different. That means depending upon the class of the building and the basic wind speed, the value of the K1 changes. Moving to the next factor, factor K2, that is terrain height and structure size, factor K2. Now it is having different categories. Category 1, that is exposed open terrain, surrounding height up to 1.5 meter. Category 2, category 3, category 4, and it has three classes: class A, class B, and class 3. The class A, B, C depends upon the structure dimension. It has generally, we have three categories of dimensions. One is less than 20 meter, second is between 20 meter to 50 meter, and third one is greater than 50 meter. In the same way, the category of terrain is category 1 to 4. If it is the first category, it is a case of exposed open terrain, surrounding height up to 1.5 meter, and is an open sea coast. Category 2, open terrain, surrounding height 1.5 meter to 10 meter, outskirts of city. That means if a building is lying in the outskirt of city and if it is in center of city, its category changes, and the change in the category result in the change of the factor K2, like this table. With the change in the height of the structure and the terrain of the structure, with change in the class, the values of K2 changes. For example, if my structure is surrounding height above 25 meter and it is in the city center and it is in the class A, that means the height of my building is less than 20 meter, and the surrounding heights, that means the surrounding are the different structures that are surrounded by my structure, surrounding height is 25 meter. The what will be the factor of K2 for my structure is, that means category 4 class A. Here category 4 class A, category 4 class A, and the height of structure 20 meter, then I will take 24 and A. The value of K2 will be 0.80 for my structure. Now we'll move to our factor K3. K3 is a topography factor. It depends upon upwind slope and topography of the structure. For plain area, that is slow up to 3 degree, the value of K3 be 1. For hilly or sloped area, that means slow more than 3 degree, the value of K3 varies from 1 to 1.36. That means if the slope is increased from 3 degree, the value of K3 will increase from 1 up to 1.36. That means with the increase in the slope, the value of design wind speed will increase. Now we move to our last part, that is IS 875 part 5, special loads and load combinations. Now special loads, that means all the loads that are left, like temperature change, all these are included in the part 5. Now it includes temperature changes, creep, shrinkage, soil and hydrostatic pressure, accidental loads, and different load combinations, the final load combinations. Now if you want to study about these loads, we can make a separate video on this. Now I will show you the different load combinations that we are using for the final analysis are now dead load plus IL, that is imposed load, dead load plus wind load, dead plus earthquake load. All these loads we are using for our in the analysis for load combinations. One thing more, these are the general load combinations. Now if we are using 875 part 5 with our 1893, then the earthquake combinations that we are using, say dead load plus earthquake load or dead load IL plus earthquake load, in these combinations our earthquake load that we are considering, we will consider in the both direction in x and y, and we will take the factor zero point 0.3 in the respective directions. If you go for your 1893 2016 clause 6.3, you will find the different combinations as well. Thank you.